Welcome back to the show. We are joined now by senior second baseman Mary Caron and sophomore pitcher Vlasta Mangia. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Mary, we'll start with you. This season's been a little bit tougher than those in years past. How has the dugout been able to stay positive?
I think that knowing that we're not as experienced as teams that we've had in the past, it gives us a little bit of perspective. And basically, we just try to approach it as they always have something to learn. So in the dugout, we keep cheering and we keep trying to learn when we make mistakes so that we don't make mistakes in the future.
You know, you being one of the few veterans on this team, how have you been able to sort of help this young team come along throughout the season?
I guess I just tried to socialize them to what it means to be a part of this program, teach them everything they need to know as far as what we expect from them, and then hope that they can pick it up on the way.
Vlasta, the team wins or loses its first 6 conference games, but you guys have bounced back lately, you know, putting a couple of wins together. How is this team different, you know, now than it was when it first started the CCIW slate?
I feel that the more we play as a team, the more chemistry we build and the more confidence we gain in ourselves because we're gaining more experience.
Does winning help with the confidence? I'm assuming it does. So.
Of course it does. It always does. Even the close games also take into effect just because you know that you can compete and you can stay in and compete against your opponent.
The Cardinals fought through some early season struggles, but we take a look at how they have shown there is still plenty of fight in this team every time they take to the diamond in this edition of What's the Word?
I just think that we were very resilient. We don't care, like, if we get blown out the first game, we're going to come back and fight the second game no matter what. Just because that's how we're supposed to do it. That's how we want to do it, you know. Like, we don't want to let ourselves down. We don't want to let our team down. So we take onus on ourselves to get a hit or get a run or make a catch, you know. Just all the little things add up to the bigger picture.
It's just the fact that we're young and, you know, people give us that excuse for not doing so well, which isn't an excuse at all. We're learning each day and the next coming years are going to be great. Our mentality has been down a little bit and our goal has been to get it up, and every game we're chipping away and it's just getting better and better each game.
So Mary, obviously some struggles early on, but it seems that lately the team's offense and bats have really come alive.
It's true. Our offense has really come together. And the best part was before we were getting a hit every once in a while, but we weren't putting hits together. We weren't getting multiple hits in a row to score the runners. So what's really nice is against Caron and yesterday against North Park, we really put a lot of hits together. We would get 5 hits in a row sometimes, and that's how you score runs.
Coach, you talked about earlier how in that Wheaton game you guys left a couple runners on in that last inning. How important is it for this Cardinal team to get some runs early on the board to get the bats going and get the confidence alive?
Well, Vlasta said a second ago that, you know, it builds confidence, and the more success you have, the greater your confidence becomes.
And knowing that you have so many of your top hitters coming back next year, that's really got to help the confidence for this Cardinal team in the 2013 campaign.
Well, you certainly hope so, but as I had alluded to earlier, the key thing is that they got to make sure that they work prior to coming in the next season.
And Vlasta, you'll be one of those Cardinals around next season.
Yeah.
And we talked about your pitching already, but you're actually quite a good hitter as well. What's that been like, you know, focusing on pitching than going up there and having to be in the batter's box?
It's kind of tough just because of the fact that, like, you have to separate, like, any mistakes that you make on the mound, and then you have to completely wipe it out. And then once you step into the batter's box, you kind of have to focus. Like, now it's about hitting, not about pitching. So.
What do you enjoy doing more? Would you rather hit a home run, or would you rather, you know, strike out the side?
Strike out the side, definitely. Just because defense, I believe, is more important. Because if you don't make an error, they can't score off you. Then, I mean, I have the rest of the team to kind of help out with the hitting. But if I could strike out everyone, then we wouldn't have any problems. So. Well,
you also have the team to help you out with defense when they do get the bat on the ball. Mm-hmm. Well, what's the Cardinal team been like behind you, especially this year in the majority of games?
We've struggled a bit, but it seems towards the end of the season we're getting a lot better. Yesterday, I felt like, especially the first game, it was pretty great because I really didn't have to worry. I just kind of hit my spot and let the batter hit the ball, and we made the play. So it was pretty nice to have defense behind me.
Mary, you've been a staple of this infield for the past couple of years. How have things, you know, been different this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball, than in years past?
Well, this year we have pretty much a brand new infield. Last year, a lot of our infield, our first baseman, our shortstop, and our third baseman were all seniors, and they all graduated and went on to new things. But this year, with the new program, or the new girls on the team, it's a brand new chemistry, and we had to learn how to communicate and work together and really form a united front against the batters. So.
And some of the fans may not realize how much work actually goes into that defensive side of the ball, especially in softball when you guys are trying to turn double plays, get the force out. How much communication goes on between you guys during an inning while Vlasta's on the mound?
We are talking to every single player on that field between every pitch. I know I play second base, and the shortstop, Taylor Ryan, she and I are speaking between every single pitch, talking about who's going to cover second base, just the logistics of the infield. So there's a lot of communication.
You're making sure you're going to be at the right place, right time, no matter what happens.
It's all strategy.
And Coach, you seem to strategize pretty well for each hitter. It seems that you guys are always positioning the Cardinals to where the last hit was, or where most likely they'll be hitting the ball. How much does that come into play, during the game?
Well, for us, it's always been a key part of our defensive scheme. You go on tendencies, and according to the way we throw our pitches, and it's not fail-proof, but I would say it probably holds true about 80% of the time.
And it's sort of just almost playing the numbers, I guess?
There's a lot of playing to the numbers, exactly.
And Mary, we talked earlier how this team had some struggles early on, but you guys aren't mathematically out of it. Do you guys know that in the back of your head, or are you just going out there to win every game?
I think right now our goal is to just win as many games as we can. Our goal is to improve our record and just play our best. And if it works out that we get into the tournament, that's a bonus, and that's fantastic, and we'll be so happy and so proud. But I think right now we're just focusing on one game at a time.
Being in the tournament in years past, would you guys feel that it's a disappointment if you don't get in this year, or because it's such a young team, it's sort of a year to learn?
Well, I think for me, of course, I'll be disappointed because it's my last year. But I think for a lot of the girls, they're taking this year as a learning experience. And I know that in the next 3 years, when they make it through the program, they'll have great success.
Vlasta, what does the future of this program hold? You're going to be one of the backbones of this team for the next couple of years. How much confidence have you guys gained this season, being such a young team, but almost all of you seeing a lot of playing time?
I think we've gained a lot of confidence just because of the fact that we are playing. And I believe that the incoming freshmen are going to create a spark underneath our current freshmen. So there's going to be a lot of competition between the team, and it's only going to make the team stronger. So.
Go back to last year when you first came into this program. The Cardinals softball team was one of the most successful in the CCIW in the past couple of years. What was it like knowing that you had not a lot of shoes to fill, but essentially you had a lot to live up to as a Cardinal player?
I felt like I was able to relax more on the mound because you have so much experience on the field. You're kind of just, I guess, coasting through it in a way. It's kind of because when you have like a younger team, you're more always thinking like, oh, I gotta like really help out the team, I gotta talk to everyone, and it's kind of like you have to make sure that everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. But when you have seniors on the team, not so much, because you pretty much know what to expect from them.
And Coach, it seems like this team is already playing like they're seasoned veterans. Well, you don't have any juniors, a lot of sophomores and freshmen on the field. Have you sort of instilled to them that that they're not underclassmen anymore, they're ball players out there?
Well, I mean, I think we've tried to do that right from the beginning, but as both our players here have stated, the key is over the last few weeks, they've really gained a lot in experience. When you are playing all the time, you're going to make mistakes, but along with confidence growing, just playing itself can be nothing but a positive in the end result.
So leadership's good to have, but really it's that experience on the field that really pays off.
Right, you have to get experience, and it's got to come from the playing time.
And Mary, you've had a lot of playing time over your years here at North Central. What have the past 4 years meant to you here?
I can't even explain what they've meant to me. I feel so proud to be a part of this program, and I feel like I've learned more in these 4 years than I ever had in my life before.
So you're done playing at home for the year, but you still may be back for the alumni game. What are these last few games, meaning to you in the dugout with the team?
I think that I'm just going to try and play my best, but also before I leave, make sure I have something to pass on to these girls, leave them the tradition of North Central College.
Well, we wish you guys the best of luck the remainder of the season and carrying on the tradition of the Cardinals.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we have Clark Tusher stopping by to keep us up to date on all things North Central athletics. Don't go away.